Hello everybody, it's Larissa here with YoungFreeAlberta.com, and today I'm going to show you how you can start managing your money right now using a shoebox budget. The guidelines for this budgeting system were written by Trent from thesimpledollar.com. To visit his original blog post, just click on the link in the YouTube sidebar. You've heard it 100 times before, one of the most important steps in managing your finances is to set up a budget. Truth is, people have no idea how to do it. Sure, there are tons of resources on how to build a budget, but the templates don't always fit with your lifestyle, the calculations can get kind of complicated, and the whole process ends up becoming way more intimidating than it should be. The Shoebox budget is simple, practical, and efficient, so it's perfect if you're new to budgeting. Most personal finance books will tell you to sit down and come up with a dollar limit for all aspects of your life right off the bat. This advice is especially pointless for new budgeters because in order to set a realistic goal, you need to know how much you're spending right now. And that brings us to step 1. Save every statement for at least 1 month. Get a shoebox or other container and create a pile for money coming in and a second pile for money going out. So things like pay stubs and paychecks would go into the in pile, whereas things like bills, checks, and receipts would all go into the out pile. Every single penny that you spend or earn must be documented in some way. It's actually not that hard to do. Save all your bill statements and receipts, and keep copies of any checks you write. If all else fails, you can always keep a little notebook in your pocket or purse, or a slip of paper in your wallet to write down expenses that you can't document in other ways. If you withdraw any cash, jot down what you did with it on the back of the ATM slip. At the end of each day, empty your wallet and put all your notes and receipts into the appropriate shoebox. Continue this for 1 month. It's important to be diligent in tracking your spending, otherwise it's very difficult to plan a realistic budget. Step 2. Sort your statements. Make sure you give yourself enough space for this one. Group your expenses in little piles on the floor. Choose categories that make sense to you and your lifestyle, because that's where all the personal finance books fall short. Some example categories include essential utilities like electric and water, non-essential utilities like cable or internet, gas, other car-related expenses, real food, junk food and restaurants, clothing, household items, books and magazines, movies, and miscellaneous. Add whatever categories you need to. For instance, you might need a bank fees category if you don't have a Young and Free account. Go to YoungFreeAlberta.com for details. Other categories could be insurance, student loans, video games, if that's a regular expense for you. You want your categories to accurately reflect your spending habits. It could happen that one receipt falls under several categories, like if you buy household items and food in the same shopping trip. What you want to do in this case is to move all the items to their appropriate categories. For any items you move, subtract their cost, including sales tax, from the receipt and write down the new total. Then make a note for the price of the removed item, including sales tax, and add it to the appropriate pile. Step 3. Add them up. Find a notebook that you can devote to budgeting. Add up the totals in each category and write them down. If you've been saving your data for more than 1 month, divide your totals by the number of months you've been saving your statements for before writing them down. Once you've logged all your categories individually, add them all together. Do the same for your earnings over an average month. These two little numbers are going to tell you where you stand financially. Hopefully, you're spending less than you earn. Step 4. Reduce your spending. When your expenses are categorized, it's much easier to go through them and see where you could be saving money. But be realistic. Some categories are easier to modify than others, and the key is finding those little, manageable things that you can do to curb your spending. For instance, a trip to the library can save you some money on books. Eating at home 1 more time per week could reduce your food costs. And you can cut entertainment costs by renting movies instead of going out to see them. Find those little things that make a difference. If you need more ideas, visit YoungFreeAlberta.com/makes-sense. Step 5. Set your budget. Start by writing out your categories for the next month. Once you've identified all the ways you can save, choose 5 of them to stick with for the next month. Estimate how much money these will save you and then subtract them from the total in that category. These will be your target numbers for the next month. Also, add an additional category called Flexible and give it a dollar amount equal to 5% of your earnings. This is the money you can use to cover any unexpected or emergency expenses next month. At the end of next month, if you have money left over in the Flexible category, you can put it into a savings account. Congratulations! You've just made your first budget. Step 6. Try it. For the following month, do everything as normal, but add in those 5 little changes. The budget you've created is very realistic, so you should be able to meet your goals. It might happen that you're a little bit under in some categories and a little bit over in others, but as long as you understand why it's happening, then it's okay. At the end of the next month, you'll find that you've saved a little more. You can put your extra savings into a savings account or use it to make an extra payment on a loan. And step 7, repeat it. Budgeting works only if you do it regularly, so make it a habit to go over your budget at the end of each month. See whether or not you're making your targets. If you are, take your leftover money and create a new category. Savings. Don't be afraid to adjust your numbers. If you're feeling confident, try out another cost-cutting goal. If you're struggling in a category, adjust that number upwards and just lower the amount that you're putting into savings. As time goes by, your budget will start feeling more natural and you'll become more financially stable. So try it out right now. I know you can do it. I want to know how your shoebox budget is doing. Send me an email at youngfreealberta@gmail.com, or if you have another money matter question, you can always ask the experts on the Young and Free Makes Sense page located at www.youngfreealberta.com/makes-sense. All the links are also provided in the YouTube sidebar, so you can check them out there. Good luck and see you next time.